feel like hollow when I say that. Let's do this. Or wait, no, he does it. He does it like this. Let's do this. I think that's how. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Hollow, but he's he's funny, man. Let's see here. Call Stash close up, please.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up? I'm just I think I'm getting tired because I'm like messing with the camera. How you
Yeah.
doing, Edwin? Is
Oh,
it
I'm great.
Edwin?
Yeah, it's Edwin. Edwin.
Yeah, it's good to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. Good to meet you, man.
Would you like to I mean maybe you've already heard the process, but introduce yourself, talk about how you got into where you're at.
Yeah, yeah. So hi, I am Edwin. I've been in the industry for about 15 years now as an indie developer.
Yeah.
Uh, I focus on lighting art, on environment art too. I first started doing 3D work at uni. I was self-taught because I was doing graphic design. But there were no video game like subjects at the time, so I started like just doing on my own and learning 3D on my own. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, like trying to focus on doing lighting and learning how to light things on real time.
So okay, wait. So senior technical and lighting artist.
Yeah,
So you've been in games for how long?
15 years now.
Dude, it's like the same as me. I feel
Yeah.
I feel so inferior to your lighting. Your lighting looks great, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Been working on it a lot these
Yeah.
days.
I mean, it
Yeah.
shows because like if you look at the earlier stuff, it doesn't pop like your more recent work does.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to to get better, and to understand, lighting. Yeah, so just trying to, get to study a lot, like focusing
Mm.
really on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think we'll probably ignore some of the older stuff just because it's like 4 years, four
Yeah,
years
it's been
ago.
quite a while. Yeah.
It's I think it's kind of I mean some people debate on like if they should have their work, if they should remove stuff, and some people remove. I think it's all up to like what the person wants to do, right? But
Oh yeah.
for
I,
me,
I
I
rem-
just leave it because it's you see the progress and the growth and all that stuff. It's kind of like a blog almost.
yeah, I remove a lot of stuff actually
Yeah,
because you see that 4 year gap because I remove like 20 or 30 projects. So
yeah,
it's
just like
like, yeah.
endless posts. Yeah.
Yeah, so some mentor told me like, don't do that because they're gonna like poke you on the old stuff, on the bad stuff. So just give you your best stuff and your most recent. I was like, okay, cooling.
Which uh, which one do you want to start on?
I don't know. Maybe the blue one in the center, just right
This one,
next to.
the cathedral,
Yeah, the
or
cathedral,
yeah, okay.
or maybe the demon too,
The which one?
the hunter demon on the right.
Oh yeah, we could start there.
Yeah,
So okay, so
it's fine.
did you make the character as well?
Yeah, yeah, it was this was funny actually because it started as a challenge on a local community. I am from Colombia, so there's this community of Colombian artists, and we were like doing 1 hour sculpt challenge,
Oh,
uh,
cool.
and that started like a like a sketch, like me just trying out to sketch a character in ZBrush, right?
Hmm.
So it was like an hour and it sucked big time, but like a week after I was I really want to get into the character again, so I started working on it, and that's like I don't know, like a week after, like I did all the things there, like sculpting, like retopo, and then the lining, the VFX, like texturing, everything I did.
Mm.
So I took it like to the next level. I just wanted to see that piece finished, and started adding detail and all things there. So yeah.
Oh, this is really cool. I mean, is so first of all, is that are you still part of that community?
Yeah, I am.
Because
I
I
am.
don't know if like if you don't mind linking it to me when I post your
Yes.
YouTube video, I can put that in the comments below for anyone who's looking for a community in that area. Because like, dude, some areas it's so hard to find a community that
Oh,
like you feel like is local. If you know
yes.
what I mean.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Here in Latam is like
Yeah,
sometimes it's difficult.
yeah, there's a podcast uh, that's I think is all in Spanish, and it's just like Spanish environment artists, if I remember correctly. And I find that so cool because it's like that's just increasing that accessibility, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, just you can link it to me in chat whenever you want, and
Yeah.
when we
I'll
get the
send you.
video up,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
called
put it out there.
CGCO actually.
Cool. Oh yeah, Droppy knows what I'm talking about. It's Aya's talks, his podcast that he has with Roberto.
Uh,
Um, oh man, that it's so cool that those guys are. I have no idea what's going on because I I only
I
speak
can
English, but
I can translate it for you, no problem.
but no, that's super cool, man. Yeah, so that demon is quite interesting, and there's a lot of material work going on because I think a lot of like lighting artists go through this. There's a realization at some point that now because we're doing PBR, lighting art or lighting a scene can only really shine as much as like the materials are accurate, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the time, what you will do is like talk with your environment artist. Like, hey guy, this this roughness is not working, or can you ramp up a little bit of this of that because you're getting like better lighting because of that, and that's I think that's awesome.
Mm, yeah, yeah, it's quite a balance now where it used to be like, oh man, the lighting just makes everything sing. It can't anymore if the if all of your PBR values are all over the place.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah,
make everything sing in the worst way possible.
yeah, absolutely. PVR validator is our friend there.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, we've got a skull heart here. Man,
Yeah.
you're like shooting for Casey in chat, Casey 3D. You're like shooting at him right now. He's like, man, he wants to make more of this stuff.
Oh, yeah, chill. I
Oh,
need to
that's
get.
cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. I did a lot of animation, but on the shader, if you look at there's a video at the end, I think. Uh, and there's this her like what's the term? I forgot. Like like
It's
moving.
like, oh, it's like beating. Yeah.
Yeah, it's reading. That's it. So that animation was driven by the material. It's not like there's no rig there. It's just material work.
Oh,
Uh,
so you're just vertex displacement or
yeah, exactly,
like a in
exactly.
the shader. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's done in the shader. So I wanted to try that out, uh, and
I mean,
also
it's a
like
great effect. Yeah.
yeah,
You were
so
gonna
just
say, yeah.
yeah, you just trying lining and combine that with what I knew about materials and trying to showcase that.
Yeah, super cool. Man, it's really interesting seeing because this is such different work from what you normally see. I mean, this almost looks like a miniature, like when someone sits there and paints on a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie in chat's like the atomically or the anatomy of the heart is speaking not quite right, but really cool.
Yep. Yeah, I
You're
know. I
like,
know.
no shame, no shame. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I took that liberty. I didn't actually know who to move it like properly. So I was like, yeah, let's leave it like that.
Yeah, Ollie's like it's we call it artistic interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
That's
leave it like that.
awesome. Yeah. Okay, so this is a Lumen Nanite Grow UE5, like regrow.
Yeah, I did some tests like right when UE5 like got released, like the first demo. So I just tried with some assets that I had sculpted, like mostly rocks. There are like
Mm-hmm.
three different types of rocks there only, and I just tried to make a composition, like make a world with what I had, right?
Yeah.
So just trying out like if I could do like decals the way UE4 was working and test it out. And the result is like that scene. I actually did quite a bit of vertex animation, and there's the sequence where there's plants growing on that
Oh,
environment.
is that like at the top here?
Yeah, I think it's that off. I don't remember actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's so it's 9 months ago. It's not too long ago.
Yeah,
What do you think about Lumen so far?
I love it. You know, like
Yeah.
in regards to global illumination, it's super cool. The translucent stuff is not that cool. It's actually not
Yeah, it'll
working.
get there. I imagine it'll get there at some point.
Yeah. They're gonna release that. Like that needs to be in. But yeah, I like it. I really like the way it helps with global illumination, with field light. You know, like the emissive things, like really emitting light with the
Yeah.
surroundings. That looks super cool. Super cool. I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, you're
That's
going crazy with the emissives. I like it.
yeah. It's kind of a thing that I do.
Man, this kind of feels like music video stuff a little bit.
And yeah, and I also couldn't get rid of that floaty feeling on the foliage. It's super hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things I think that we all battle with. It kind of feels like it's underwater, right?
Yes, it's like I can't get it, you know, really pinpoint what it's making it like before I deploy it. But it's
We talked about it in the I think it was in the first portfolio review this evening, and it was pivot painting. I would look
yes,
into pivot painting and see if that like can help, because it should help you control the way that things like where they pivot from, because you should
yeah,
be able to give a per card pivot point with pivot painting, and
yeah,
that would allow
yeah,
you to have each piece kind of move independently from the rest of them, which should
to
give
help
you a
with
more like volumetric kind of feel to it.
yeah, yeah. That's super. That's right. Yeah, I want to try that because I the other thing that I've been like like diving into
Mm,
is speed tree. So they have their own like way of doing things, and then you just connect with a node, and the wind just works. But I haven't like going to really into what makes it work the way it does, because it's super realistic. So yeah,
right. Yeah, so then it looks awesome there, and then you're like, you bring it under Unreal, and it's just like you need to set it up
yeah,
to
yeah.
to make it
It's
work
still
right, and you're like, why does it not look the same?
or it doesn't move. It's like, oh, what is this thing? Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we looking at here with the Cathedral of the Heroes?
Right. So that's another exercise that I did in real. I did everything there except for the character, of course. So yeah, I want to explore a dark place. You know, that feeling
Mm-hmm.
of having like I just rewatch Alien for the I don't know time. uh,
Yeah.
so I was like feeling it. Like I want to do something really dark, like looks like aliens, and yeah, and
Yeah, it's
just
like almost
model.
monolithic.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
like super ancient, monolithic, like. And then yeah, I went and make like this little set of pieces that I model, texture everything, and then start like I really wanted to get into the lining of the thing, and really want to show that it was running real time. So yeah, that video is like me going around in play mode on
Yeah.
Unreal, and yeah, and playing a little bit with particles there with Niagara and what it could do, you know.
Yeah, it looks like you got some cloth physics as well, yeah.
Ah, yeah, those were a pain to make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it
like,
was like
ugh.
they were like, okay, I was like researching on how to do that because I almost never do that in environment. But yeah,
Yeah.
it turned out like pretty okay, I think.
Yeah, I
A
think
little bit,
so with this
yeah,
scene, this is where I can see that there's like where things meet. I guess you're really focusing on like composition and lighting and stuff, right? And just like a feeling.
yes,
But like where the pillars meet the ground is like being able to find a way to get them to connect naturally so it doesn't look like it's just meeting like a glass floor almost. Will
right,
probably like those types of details, if you can solve those areas, those will distract you less from like the overall picture. But yeah, dude,
Yeah,
I'm totally getting I read it in here as like the Moria vibes.
yeah, that was like the expression. Yeah, and I struggle with that you're telling me, because yeah, when you know like trying to light the blaze,
Hmm.
I got those reflections. I couldn't get rid of them. I didn't know better at the time. But
Yeah. Is the Vincent chat was saying that the flags look like they're maybe too bright. Are they emitting like an emissive, or is it just like a?
no, I think it's more like I had like a really bright light in that
Mm,
center piece. So yeah, I
I
think
see.
there's some kind of bones light going on, and that's why they look. But yeah, I kind of wanted to for them to be like a centerpiece, like something that
Yeah,
catches your eye in the composition.
man. When it comes to lighting and like cloth like this or banners, there's so many cool things you can do with bounce lighting now. Like with these giant banners, because you could just do like a lot of like lighter brick or stone patterns, and then when you
Oh,
have these banners, the color from it will just bounce and like
oh, that
illuminate
would be
everything.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that would be really nice. Yeah, that's something to try.
Oh yeah, this is cool too. This is a nice framing of this, the Niagara stuff. You said that was the first time you'd played with Niagara?
Yeah, I was just exploring with that because all my past work was in Cascade, so
Hmm.
so I
Yeah,
was kind of like learning the ropes of Niagara.
yeah. Niagara's crazy.
Yeah,
It's very powerful, but man, it's so alien when you dive into it.
yeah. The first time I opened that, I was like, "What is this?" But then again, it was like a blueprint window, and I didn't like really get it. You know,
Yeah,
I was like, "Time to dive into the documentation."
yeah. That's where you're supposed to go, man.
Yeah.
um, let's see here. I can keep going through some of this stuff here, because there's some stuff that's up at the top. How we doing on time here? Yeah, we got like 15 minutes. Um, I'll just kind of
Yeah,
scroll through some of this. Oh, dude, this is cool. I love these types of rocks. I always forget the name of them, but
basalt. I think it's basalt
yes,
rocks.
yes, yes. Man, there's so many of them back in my hometown.
Oh man, I love those rocks.
Yeah, they're all over the place, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
you can see they're always like harvesting them, as if they grow out of everything.
yeah. Oh, and I love the shape, the hexa pattern.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
really cool.
and this was like an extension of the cathedral,
Hmm.
kind of. And the character was a commission I did for a friend, and he used the character, and the character didn't have texture, so I didn't want to leave it like that, so I just textured the guy and placed it, and I was like, oh, why don't we make an environment out of it? So
Yeah, no, it's just cool. I think chat saying No Man's Sky. It definitely has some No Man's Sky vibes going on. Um, the that's so you made the character as well. That's really interesting.
yeah, yeah, I did for this one. It was like something really out of my comfort zone.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just try my shot at and doing. I love sci-fi stuff, so I was like, okay, let's do an astronaut.
that's really cool. I so I think with this scene, the stones that are in the back that are very carved are really cool, and I feel like you're missing that kind of sharp edge on the basalt rock shapes. Like they're just a little soft. But other than that, I mean it's just interesting. This could probably be its own light source, because right now I can't tell where the light's coming from.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder if that would.
Yeah,
Just gonna.
like feeling it
Yeah, if you
to
fill
be.
it, if this whole thing was just solid light, might be too bright. I don't know. That sounds kind of crazy. The rocks are basalt, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
this carvy things that are made of the same rock, like if someone made an entrance of them.
yeah, it's super cool. Melissa was asking in chat what they're called. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
let's
there's.
see. Lighting bot. What's this? So it's a relight of a Decagon scene.
Ah, yeah, lighting, but it's a community for lighting artists. I just recently joined, and
Oh,
they host a challenge for relighting this scene. It was the fire base, the Decogon fire base. So the challenge was just to relight it, and like reset, dress everything. So I kind of went overboard with things
Yeah.
because I did lots of changes. But yeah,
That's really cool though. I did not know about this group, Lighting Bot. So it's a lighting community.
yeah.
Dude, that's
There's
awesome.
lighters on all over, like animation and television. It's in lots of people from lighting community. It's really cool.
Wow. Yeah, so do you have like a before and after kind
Yeah,
of like
yeah. In the description, there's the original pack, the original
Oh,
post-script
right.
pack.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, that's quite interesting. Yeah, so you really like
I know I went overboard with things.
I mean, it's very different. That's all. Man, you
Yeah,
really like ripped open stuff too. That's pretty
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I just wanted to give it like that alien look, and
Yeah.
and then I wanted to do some shader work, so I did those little plans.
The bullet holes on the glass is a really nice touch.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is great too. It's like whenever you've got this like whatever the alien kind of stuff is happening, it seems to be coming with it a lot of light, which is really interesting because you can pop the door open and then there's all this light spilling out, and it gives you that opportunity not only for the lighting, but these kind of like tendrily looking things too. Oh,
Yes,
it's really cool.
the idea was to drive things, like trying just to find natural
Hmm.
spots where light will be, like just to get that mood that I wanted.
That's awesome. That's super cool. Is the where are we at here? We're at the lighting steadies relighting. Dude, this looks kind of crazy. Oh yeah, I know this scene. Man, you made the thumbnail look so much more like I every time I see this scene I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's that scene." But
Yeah,
this thumbnail is so engaging. Like it kind of looks like someone is like encased in the rock. It almost feels like there's someone there, like part of the rock.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I was just watching Green Knight, and I was like, wow, that looks super awesome. I want to do something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't quite have the time to make a whole environment. So yeah, and I know that seems super ancient, and everyone has done it related by this point. But yeah,
I mean, if it works, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's so funny because I look at this scene and I find it so strange that the base of them is so dark in their original work because it
yeah,
makes it difficult to light.
yeah. There's no light casters there, and you have to kind of improvise with what they
Yeah.
have.
Oh, and you did this was a course with Peter Trent. Dude, this guy is freaking amazing.
Yeah, Peter's awesome. Peter's awesome. His feedback has helped me a lot.
He has a really strong eye for the for not only lighting but like storytelling and scale.
Yes, yes. He's awesome. I mean, he gives really good feedback.
Oh, wait
Helped
a
me a lot.
minute. I recognize this. So you've got the robotic armature you've brought into a scene.
Yeah,
That's
I was.
awesome. That's awesome.
I wanted to recycle the little
Yeah,
guy. Yeah, so I was like trying to mash up things there. Like what will happen if?
there's some really cool like this when you start going towards it, you really get a sense of the scale, which is pretty awesome. Is he moving as well?
Yeah, he has like this little
Like
like
a little bit of
idle
an idol?
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
but it's
great. I
oh,
guess the only
lighting
thing
that.
you could do is like put the arm out and then he's like shooting a beam
Yeah, that
and then
will
just
be
having the
cool.
sky light up on the right side. He's like cuz then you don't have to show anything, but you can use all of the volumetrics to really like push the
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's really cool.
That's super cool to do.
That's so funny. You're like, oh, it's such a realistic scene, and then this like giant robot thing with like glowing bits all over him, just like, yeah, I'm gonna wreck your lives.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It was like, let's try something crazy, but no
so
time to
okay,
bother.
so we're going through all of this stuff, and you're doing a lot of relighting. Some of the more
Yeah.
recent stuff is really really nice. Is there like what are you right now? You're a senior technical artist. Are you also doing lighting, or is
Yeah,
it just yeah? Okay,
yeah. Most of my work is lighting these days, on helping with, performance because the
yeah,
tech art side of the things.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
It's
let's
like
light
you're
it,
using
but
too
it,
many lights. You're using too many
yeah,
lights.
yeah. I have to, keep up with myself and like, be changing from, light view to the light map and light complexity views,
Yeah,
and make sure everything runs. Yeah.
and just shake your finger like a good senior technical artist, going, "Hey, it's too many.
Yeah,
It's too many
there's too
lights
many.
here." um,
Yeah.
all right, man. It's really it's interesting to look through a portfolio that's very like it's very focused on trying things versus like trying to execute like the overall scene really really well. You're just like, I want to try this thing. I want to try this. Like I have this idea. You're just going for it. And I think that's really cool. Man, this is cool.
Yeah, I'm just, especially with these relightings, what I try is to exactly not do like everyone has been doing, because I know that those scenes have been like relayed and reworked to that. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to add something new, and just trying to learn a little
Yeah.
bit of lining in the process. So yeah.
Man, this stuff's crazy. Was this in the original? This kind of like
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this
No,
stuff. No,
no,
this
that
is
that
this
that's
is you.
that's me. Yeah.
Man, this stuff is cool. You're right though. It's very different, right? Like you don't see this type of. So there's like little spheres on all of these.
Yeah, I was like, like I want to do something that it's like a plant, but it's glowing, but
Hmm.
it's not quite something that we will find in, like in the earth or something, like an alien plant or something.
I'm trying to let's see what chats. I'm confused. So it's not only new light, but additional assets and textures. Have always been wondering what relighting is about in general. Edwin? How do you define relight? Like when you
I
so you've got things that are like relighting, and then you've got like a lighting steady.
Yes. So a light and study is more like exploring moods for me at least, like personally.
Mm,
Uh, Light study is more like exploring moods, exploring like an expression or a certain feeling that I want to combine with light. And relighting is like changing the original intent of the scene for me. Like for example that first scene the Tron one, that was super super black, and it has lava flowing out in the original work, or the
yeah.
decagon one, it was super super clean scene. So for me it was more like trying to change the scene without changing gameplay, when if we're talking about production, like trying
Mm,
to trying to make a new mood out of the scene. So yeah, it does involves, like, for me at least, it's like changing materials, or changing, like, like some light placements or something, or moving things around without affecting the overall gameplay. Yeah, just to try to convey a different feel.
cool. Yeah. Thanks for explaining that. You're
I don't know if I made sense.
no, that makes sense. I mean, so you're making me realize that these portfolio reviews have almost turned into like micro podcasts, because not only am I looking at your portfolio, but we're also discussing like your ambitions and like what you're trying and things that aren't working that I see and things that you are really liking to do, and then we're also answering questions in chat. So it's like these are like 30-minute podcasts.
Awesome. I think.
But yeah, if I put it on Spotify, that'd be really weird because people would be like, "What are they talking about? What are they looking at?" um,
Yeah.
these are this is really cool. This actually gives me the feeling of Dead Space. I get
Oh
Dead
man,
Space feelings from this.
that's a compliment.
Yeah,
That's
there's
awesome.
a freeway scene. I think it's in Dead Space 3 and it gives me that feeling.
I forgot about it. Yeah, you're right. It's Dead Space 3, I think.
But this is really cool. You have the like this opening snow like flowing in. It looks like you're getting more comfortable with Niagara now. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
quite a lot.
now you've got snow coming in, which is the perfect surface to be bouncing light off of. So it's like quite bright here. But then you have these really kind of cyberpunky colors. Uh,
Yes.
dude, this is cool too with the tubing.
Actually, this, and I think I wrote that on the description. This is based on a place on my home country.
Oh,
It's a church, but it's a church inside a mountain, inside a salt mine, and it's like that way. So it was kind of trying to get that mood going.
wow. No, this is super cool. There's that initial shot here. So if that character wasn't there and those two lights weren't there, and this like if you remove the snow, this almost looks like a photo.
Oh wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like if the car
Yeah.
lights weren't there and the character wasn't there, there's nothing like sticking out to me going, "Hey, like this isn't real." So like the whole illusion is kind of coming in. And I think it's because when you start going with these very stylized colors with lighting, it becomes very easy to like just make it. It just feels right because you've seen how surfaces react to that type of lighting in like cyberpunk type games and yes, Ollie in chat clubs in Berlin like it's got that feeling, you know. Um,
Yeah.
no, it's
Thank.
it's really cool.
Yeah, I
Uh,
appreciate it. Thank you.
is this the Watcher Temple?
Oh
So
yeah.
where did this like where did all of this stuff come from? I've never seen any of this stuff before.
Yeah, I did. I did a little bit of kit bashing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some mega scans with some things I did. Some textures, mostly decals are mine. Status are mega scans, but I was trying to go for something that wasn't used before.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the scene is super kit bash. I use a lot of mega scans to kit bash. For example, the temple, the head at the
Yeah.
back. That's like heavy, heavy, heavy kit bashing. uh,
I mean, it's working quite well because I think like the only things that stick out to me are these three pillars. They kind of have that same line, and just if you could like boolean off the tops of some of them just so that they get shorter or taller, just to get some change in the shape. I think that's really the only thing because you're you're pretty spot on with saying like, oh, it doesn't have like the oh, this is a Megascan asset feeling to it. Like I don't think I've seen these statues used all that often. This shot's quite dark, I would say. Maybe if there's a way to like use the emissive, see, kind of like you're doing here. If this emissive here was like getting this wall a little bit more lit up.
right, yeah, you're absolutely right there. Yeah, it's super dark. Not that I think of it.
But it's pretty cool, dude. There's this character here. He's just screaming demon souls. Um, he's literally like if we were to unmute the, he's just demon souls. Um, that was really cool. Nice micro detail here too, with the little pebbles like all over the ground.
Yeah, trying to scatter things around was a
Yeah,
pain.
it's really nice when the light passes over it. It's like right on that last bit. I think it happens here. Or no, it's coming up here. Yeah, this really nice details all of a sudden, just like across the ground. If you can get the, because with this rock, it feels like there's two different rocks here, rock types. If you can, like, when you go to like the albedo or unlit view, and you can kind of match everything, you're gonna have a much more like consistent. I mean, maybe
Right.
that's what's going on. I'm just not seeing all of it, but something to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. I think there are two albedos there, yeah, because one is like more yellowish and the other is more
Mm.
grayish. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, it's kind of like the grayish one. Kind of feels more like what is it? Like lava rock
yeah, yeah,
in
right.
the darkness. But then the other one's more of like a dirt.
Yes.
It's really cool though. And then there's this one. Like I say, log cabin, winter forest. This one's really cool because it's very different from your other studies.
Yes.
It's quite a bit more grounded, especially this shot. This shot's like you nailed it with picking your thumbnail to be that table because there's something
Yeah.
about the way that the window is reflecting off of the metal here. It's really nice. This is 2 days ago as well.
Yeah, I just finished that. I was yeah, like you said, I was always like doing sci-fi stuff, so I was like also running out of free scenes to light. So I
Yeah.
I found that log cabin. I was like, yeah, let's do that. But I just watched a movie that's called The Witch.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
horror, and I was
dude.
like,
I see
what a
it.
moody movie.
I see it now. When I look at this and you say that, I'm like, yeah, no, you watch that movie for sure. It,
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I want to try to do that, and yeah.
man, that's oh, that movie. Yeah, that movie's terrifying. Um, I think you've captured the feeling of it. Like I can hear like the eeriness, quiet of like the wilderness, even in just like looking at these images of it. Oh man, and you don't like at this time of day, you don't want to be outside at all. Like, this looks
Yeah,
super sketchy.
yeah, I wouldn't be either. That comment, it's so
but
so scary.
but yeah, this is really nice to see by comparison of all the other stuff you've been doing. Just because it breaks it up, it adds some variety and shows like complexity with simplicity. And just like this table example, it just really shines well. Um, do you have any questions? We went through quite a bit of these.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's for me. My main question is like, what to try next will be like. What are your recommendations of, if I were to start because I want to start like a full environment on my own, just to
Mm.
make exercise. So yeah, I don't know what kind of environment I could be doing or some like pointers to get better at this thing of
So,
lighting.
I mean, what you were doing with this scene is quite interesting, just because it's more grounded in reality versus the other stuff you've been doing. Um, there's some very weird alien stuff that happens in real life that you could do, where you kind of get to explore like this, but it's still grounded. You know when you go into there's caves where they have those like little glowworms
Oh yeah,
and they're
yeah,
all hanging off the ceiling. If you built
yes,
those, dude, and you got that looking, you have them like moving around. You could use Niagara to have them like pull up every once in a while. You know how they like scoot up when they get their food or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. And then you get the kind of cave, like you could make the cave with Megascan assets, and then you could work with water, like still water, and I don't know, some particle simulations of like bats flying in and out, and you get a really dark scene, but you also are grounded a little bit in reality, but have that the weird like alien type emissives. What's the other? You could also do like a scene that's basically that scene, but you have like a what was it like people excavating something or opening up a gate, and there's all these lights on the door. They're
Oh
opening
yeah, yeah,
something, like a tomb that hasn't been touched in like forever.
yeah, yeah.
So you
Oh, that.
could touch on that stuff. I think it's yeah, it's if you were going to do more sci-fi type things, I would try and do really clean, sterile. Um, what's that movie with Sandra Bullock where she's in
Uh,
space?
Gravity.
Yeah, Gravity. You know, like if you can imagine like her escape pod or whatever, and like being in that, like that
Oh
would be an
yeah,
amazing scene to build because the lighting in that would be so sick.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to picture in my head, and it's a nice thing to
Yeah,
try, right?
because you have like really soft materials that are like fabrics, and then you have metals, and everything's quite clean, and then there's no atmosphere, right? So the light that's
Yeah.
coming through is super sharp.
Oh yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
that's super difficult to. I think it's super difficult because that sharpness, like there is a cleanness to that, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're getting it a little bit with the relight in the corridor, the sci-fi corridor,
Right.
but
That still has fog, a little bit of fog there. Yeah.
yeah, that's some ideas. I don't know. I'm not a lighting artist.
Would you remove some from my portfolio? Like
I mean,
clean
I
up.
think the really old stuff, if you wanted to
Yeah.
clean up your portfolio, I would I didn't look at this one. I would probably remove everything after
Before.
before this door. Yeah, this door's pretty
Right.
cool. Oh yeah. Undying
Yeah.
Games. Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know. They're doing a MOBA. It's a kind of
And that sounds
Paragon
familiar.
thing.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
So
yeah,
yeah.
I think I mean if this is related to it, then these could probably stay, but I think everything behind that feels quite old by comparison of your other stuff.
Right.
And don't be afraid to use your blog. I don't know if you are, because you can do
No.
your experimentations in your blog, and you can keep your portfolio pretty clean with that.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I don't
Because
use it that much.
people still look at blogs, and yeah, it still works, and can get you followers as well if you're looking for like uh, keeping your portfolio relevant and people reacting to your work.
Right.
You
Oh,
could be
that's
doing
a neat
steadies
idea.
and talking about stuff, because then you're posting more without actually having to put it on your portfolio.
Yeah, yeah, that's a neat idea actually.
But
I'll try.
yeah,
The thing is time, like
yeah, I know, right?
yeah, it's difficult to find time these days, but yeah, that's a great idea just to keep experimenting on things.
No, this is man, it's been cool chatting with you about all of this stuff. Do you have any other questions before I jump out of here?
No, no, I'm good. I'm
No.
just grateful for thanks for having me
Yeah,
and
it's dude, it's
thanks for
super
giving me
cool.
things.
It's
Oh
super
man,
cool.
thank
I
you.
look forward to seeing more from you as well.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I have a couple on the burner right now, so
Oh, a couple. Oh man,
yeah, I
no wonder
like.
you have no time.
Yeah, exactly. I like to be busy.
Oh man. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna hop to the last portfolio, and then yeah,
All right, it's been super nice chatting with you, and thank you
yeah,
for all your
super
time,
good.
man.
No, thank you for posting.
Right.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. See ya.
See you.